We're going to look at how to find the discriminant of a quadratic. The discriminant is a very specific calculation. It's the calculation b squared minus 4ac, where a is going to be the number in front of x squared, b is the number that's just in front of x, and c is the number that's off by itself. The best advice I can give if you guys want to do this well is to do as much of the math mentally as you can. You can certainly put this whole thing in a calculator, but I see kids do it wrong all the time, and it just leads to a lot of frustration. So trust your brain a little bit. Take this b value of -3, square that in your head. -3 times -3, you can do that. It's 9. Jot it down or don't. I recommend you do. The other thing I would recommend you do in your head, here's my head, is -4ac. So I'm going to always have a -4. A in this case is 9. C in this case is -1. And when I do this calculation, it might seem like a lot. Just take it a couple things at a time. You got a 4 times a 9, that's 36. But it's negative, so it's -36. Times the -1 will become positive 36. So that's the rest. I'm going to take that value and combine these two things together. 9 plus 36 is going to make 45. I do want to point out that because I use -4ac in my head, I've taken care of the fact that this minus sign is here, and because the answer to -4ac was positive, that's why I have a plus sign here. If the calculation -4ac gave a negative number, then I would be subtracting. If you look at the notes on the other page, you'll see that this discriminant is part of a bigger problem. It's part of that whole crazy quadratic equation that we use to solve quadratics, and it is the number underneath the square root symbol. So these questions about how many real solutions does a quadratic have, if you haven't seen them yet, you'll see them later. But the idea is I took this quadratic, this is just an expression, I made it into an equation, and I'm wondering how many real solutions it has. The part that's underneath the square root symbol will be this positive 45. So because this number is positive, I will have a number to add and subtract. Therefore, because this number was positive, because the discriminant was positive, this equation would have two real solutions. Now, you can look at the other page to see all the other rules, but basically when the discriminant is positive, you're going to have 2. If this number had been negative, I would have 0 real solutions, and had this number been 0, there'd be 1 real solution. But you can look at the notes to see if that makes sense. Right now, I just want to emphasize doing math mentally, making sure you guys remember what's A, what's B, and what's C, and just being careful when you do your calculations. Good luck moving forward.